Well, hello folks, welcome back to another video. As you can see, we're got the ATR out for this flight. As I mentioned in the previous video, we've pretty much finished our tour, you could say, of Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, and retracing my footsteps from my young years when I visited India, Nepal, and Manali, Kullu Manali airport, so we'll jump in and we'll open up this aircraft, get it all powered up, and while we're waiting for it to power up, we'll go back outside again, but we'll just turn on the battery up here. Like everything all bright, as you guys would know. Get rid of these armrests because in real life you need it, because it's a simulator and they get in the way of everything. It's good to get them out of the way. But yeah, we're going to do this flight. There's no like approaches with this airport. I'm guessing because it's quite a sensitive part of the country. They don't want, you know, all their nav aids and whatnot. But we could probably try and use some of these just to see how it all works out. But yeah, we're going to land in. I think it's one way in, one way out. I do not know. I've been watching a few YouTube channels, and it looks like they do take off a runway 34, so I'll do that. But we're in what used to be but it's now a line one of those rights to the livery, and they've kept it. No idea, but this is what used to be the traditional Air India livery that used to adorn their international fleet before they merged with Indian Airlines. So yeah, that these iconic temple plus outlines around the beach and I do believe there used to be like a cheat line that ran through it. I think it was reaching one of these were like outlines. But yeah, actually, I'm just going to see which runway they are using so not going against the flow. It feels intuitive using close latitude, but it just feels like they have a flow and once I get the bugs sorted out, it will be absolutely immaculate. But anyway, we will just going to go into Simbrig and make sure my flight plan is all thereabouts. So we'll turn on the engage the external power, get that all powered up. We'll come through here, turn the nav lights on, logo lights. These can all. We haven't fueled it up yet, but we'll pretend that it's all going to happen soon. Alright, we will now come into here and we'll load up input our flight plan. And we'll just do this manually. So we'll come into here, go to init, go to position init, copy and just pastes automatically, click on that to engage it, flight plan. We're going to go from VIDB to VIVR. VIDP/VIVR. airport. And our flight number is, which is there you go, our flight number is going to be LLR, which is this alliance here. Just execute that. Just put in my LLR 91804, which is actually a real world flight number that this airline uses. And I go to the flight plan page, and we're going to be taking off from, which is where all the aircraft are, actually, yeah, the aircraft are going that way, but we will, because we're over here, we'll use this runway, we'll take runway 11 left. And we will obviously change our departure, which is going to be whichever one makes sense. So yeah, we'll go for this one. That's our transition, roti, that's a route. Perfect. So runway 11, click on the airport that you're departing from, select. Well, because there's no runway, there's no other runway right in this game, so we'll go for that one. It's very odd. Very, very odd. I don't know why I can't find the SID for that. And that's the most of, oh, thankfully we could rectify it. What was the other runway that it did have it on? It's runway 10, wasn't it? Okay, we'll just go for runway 10 so we can get the SID activated. Runway 10, roll 6F, 1, execute, and then from Ority we are going to go direct to Alan Cox. Execute that because our next waypoint is got a jetway attached, so we click on this one here, that will give us our airway. We can select J34 to ID Sulphur. This one here, that's correct. Execute, and then for our arrival, because we don't have any data for that, we're just gonna, won't even bring up the airport. There's absolutely no data for this aircraft in Navigraph, so yeah, we're just gonna use world map, and we will try and do this because we don't have like ATC and it's not really good, so we're just going to like keep this open and we'll just fly up through the valley like so. Alright, we've done that. What we will do is we'll get our departure runway heading, so 104, so we'll come into here, because we are going to be, like, as I mentioned many times, I don't go hard with the system tests and whatnot, but I do try and be as what's the word I'm looking for, is try to replicate it as much as possible, but they do set the I have to change this. They do set the course heading as well for the when they do take off to the runway heading, just in case they have to do a routine. ILS back at the airport, so we'll set this also to 104. And make sure you take it back to FMS settings so we can follow our flight plan. And our cruising altitude is going to be set at, I'm just going to have a look at what other flights did it, and it's suggesting 22,000 feet, so that might be just a little bit too high, I think. Let's see what the previous flight did. Yeah, so the last flight, they 16,000 feet, so we'll do, that was coming back from Kullu Manali, so we'll set it at 17,000 feet. Push the magic B button just to set our altimeters. So we do this to set it in our VNAV page as well. You just set the altitude through this first, through the 17,000 feet. Then we come back to our data page, put it in it, we go to perf in it, and then see how it's sort of, in a way it's, I call it lowercase, it's not lowercase, but you can see it's a narrow front, but if you click on that, if you type in your altitude and click on that, it goes bold, so that means it's all set in your FMS correctly. Now we want to enter in our weights, which we'll do through here, because I do believe there's a bug that messes up a lot of things. I think the bug from memory from going on those forums, that if you load the payload and the weight through here, we don't need that page anymore, but it messes up the fuel flow and only one engine uses up the fuel or something like that. So we are going to be, where's my sim brief? Actually, I'll do it through here so you guys can see as well. Our block fuel is going to be 2100, so we'll just keep it at that. I think in real life they probably tank fuel up there because I don't think they have a refueling truck, and also too they need to have that fuel to go around, but to go back to Delhi or to their return airport. So no, we'll set that, we'll keep that as 2500, and we will come into here so we can set our zero fuel, we'll set our estimated takeoff weight, which is going to be 2500. So just scrolling down here, that's probably bang on actually, so we can now enter in our 2550, our fuel into here, then we want to put in our zero fuel weight, so it's just our gross maximum takeoff weight minus the fuel, so that's going to be zero fuel weight is going to be 17,950. so enter that into there, and that's pretty much what we get there. That gives us, that all matches up. Total trim will set that soon, but total trim is going to be set at 1, and we have, what's our reserve fuel? Four tons, but we've got extra 400 just for, we'll just put 8 in here. Right, that's done. That's all of our perf done. What else do I need to do? We will go into our flight plan, go to performance, we'll change our trans altitude to the India's trans altitude, which is 5,000 feet. And I believe it might be different for up in the mountains, but we'll just keep it at that. And I've got active sky, so I'm going to go use the map and see roughly what the pressure is up in Kullu Manali, which is going to be 106, and the wind's up there. This is evening, by the way, in real life, so 293.03, so 293/03, we'll just put a gust just to make it, just to fill it out. Perf, we've already done that. We're going to travel at 17,000 feet, so that's all done. That can disappear. We can go through here and just tick off all of these. Confirm our, reset our fuel, confirm our takeoff data. While we're here, we can set our trim. Go through here and just, we'll do that soon, but just clear that, we will, if anything happens, we will set our, I probably wouldn't bother doing this all the time if I'm doing lots of flights, but I will set our, this will just give you like a little rundown on what you would do in real life. You would set your, come into our nav charts and we'll set our standby, our ILS if we needed to return, so that's going to be 109.5, enter, and then we'll put in our VOR, which is going to be 16.1. like so, and we'll activate these by clicking on these little hidden spots here, but in real life you'll be pushing these buttons here. And we'll set Kullu Manali's VOR as well, which this is having a little meltdown, so we have to reset that. And we'll set the MDB as well, so and we'll just put in our return VOR should we have to backtrack, so 116.1 enter, and we'll put in our 334, so I'll put that for both of these. Right, and get our terrain overlay up. We'll put in our nav aids and the airports just for a bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Just for a bit of the a night overview kind of thing. Now we can shut our doors, so we'll shut all of these doors while it's shutting. We'll turn on both fuel pumps, select this to AMD. I think you can do either or. We'll turn on the propeller brake and we'll turn on engine number 1 first. Get that fuel, get that power up so we can disengage the ground power unit. So make sure that's in the green before you turn that off, otherwise everything will go dark. Pushback torque 5, pushback capital 5. Then I've put the link in, beacon can come on, and set to go. Just changed my control options because I've just make sure I've got the right ones. Yep. Turn off the ground power unit, don't need that. Turn off the some throttle on just to get that power up because there's a bit of a bug here to get rid of these flashing lights and whatnot. We'll set our flaps as well. Probably because this, I don't think this runway was scored to be this came out. All of this part of the is brand new in regards to when I was here. This didn't exist, it was just this part of the terminal, so that's the international terminal, and then there's all the domestic ramp that you need a bus to get to. The airport definitely has come along since I was there, but it's probably come even further. Another generation before me, this airport was definitely felt like we were stepping back in time, and they had the old documented cases of cows and elephants on the, I don't think it was that exaggerated, but I think it definitely was like this every foot on the airport on the runway and taxiways and whatnot. But yeah, through the bugs and the safety, I'll just go for this check. Days. Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. Yeah, this ATR, for its bugs, for its quirks and its bugs, it is still relatively user-friendly. You can still get what you need to get out of it with regards to doing complex flying and RMP approaches and whatnot. It's still got enough there to make it. But you know, that's enormous because that's that engineering. Yeah, it's got its quirks, it's got its bugs, but especially if you scrape through below the surface, they do appear quite significantly in some aspects, but apart from that, I really don't mind flying this. As long as you can find your workarounds through the bugs, it's actually really nice aircraft to fly. I'm just going to set I have set this on the night. Yeah. I'm going to do like a morning flight, which predominantly most of the flights are in the morning into these mountainous regions where the air is at its most settled. I'm just going to put a bit more throttle, keep that gust lock locked just so we don't damage it if there's any gust winds. Thanks to the good old days of liveries, I reckon. Hazy, low visibility. Alright. What we can do is we'll just keep it ready. Lights, take some lights. It's just generic stuff. nav, IAS and VNAV, so that's our autopilot all ready to go when we engage it. I'm just going to go, guys. Just disregard that. But sometimes there's traffic. I'm not too sure how well this airport is. There's probably a few roads with this airport as well. It's a very good airport to package that I've got. It's just the freewheel one from Flight Santiago. It's like 3 years old. Oh, we'll just come down here to that engage high speed. Make sure you got your heading synced up and your mouse hovering on the engage heading line just in case this ATR decides to have a wind of its own and this is not bad for what we paid and what others. That's what you get really. Simulations as they found decided not to go. actually the feeling that got the second mountain for the location of the ATR. guys, I've just, if you've been sort of paying attention, I've just set a random constraint for Kullu Manali, which, not a random one, I just did a bit of Googling, and the altitude, the airport elevation is 3575, so I just rounded up to 36, so that's just giving me a top of descent that I can roughly work off, and the rest which we will use is, we're just going to pretend to vector ourselves in. We're just going to trying to find the right valley to come down. We'll probably just sort of vector ourselves in for this line here, and then we'll come down through this valley here into just a visual approach. I don't know, I really do not know if we like to have actual charts of this airport and an actual standard arrival. I can imagine this would be a brilliant candidate for one of those beautiful curvy RMP approaches, but I just don't see any information online, and even if I do, I'm not manually entering each waypoint, so this is the best we can do. So we'll just monitor this, and once we get within 5 nautical miles the top of descent, we'll scroll it down to, basically we'll scroll it down to our, maybe 1,000, we'll scroll it down to 4,600 feet, which will be our, you know, our sort of for visibility purposes. Oh. What we'll do is we'll set this one to our ADF finder, our NVIDIA tracker, so we can appreciate coming up into the very beginnings of the Himalayas. It's quite interesting to see these little ripples, these few bumps, and then it just climb straight up into the mountains like so. Flying over one, I can imagine being like dams. Imagine this would definitely be off the end up. Ooh, I better pay attention, so we want to set our altitude for about 46, but I don't know if that's going to mess things up with my, right, I'm just going to slow it right down, go to 2 times, that's manageable, and we will go into heading mode. And we might follow this, now that must be the airport there, so we'll follow this valley in here and we'll weave our way through the mountain into Manali. So we'll give this a go, folks. Like I said, I've just gone off like, pretending I'm getting vectored in by ATC, because I can go through this, landing elevation, I'll see it. We already had our, forgot to turn off our seatbelt signs, but that's no problem at all. We'll just set our burrow to, I think it's 06, wasn't it? Right, we'll just clear all of this stuff so we can just focus on the flying aspect. Alright, we're gonna come down into this valley like so. come into this valley and then follow all the way up. So yeah, this looks like our valley here. We'll just pull back the speed so we can just keep that under control so it doesn't get away on us. Still, it doesn't look too bad, does it? You still get the terrain and all the detail in 2020, but I dare say 2024 is visually and what you can do to look at the terrain around it's definitely in a league of its own, I reckon. Oh, I better keep the speed up. It's dropped off quite considerably there. Now we'll just set indicated airspeed 4 hour. Start paying attention now. Which valley? It's this one here. We want to do a hard left. Come down this valley like so, and that should bring us into Manali Kullu Manali Airport.
Terrain ahead.
We'll configure our approach for a landing. Hey, we'll get that flaps out. Get a little photo like so. Thumbnail photo. Flaps can come all the way out. We'll set this to take off. Set our conditioners to full power. And we'll just set this to our descent to our airport altitude, roughly. But we should actually set it for our go around, shouldn't we? So, oh, we'll just leave it at that. Alright, we'll attempt to land at Kullu Manali Airport, which has a very short runway too, I must add, so let's see how this goes. But yeah, the terrain and rivers and the scenery still looks pretty bang on, doesn't it, when we compare it with, we're just going to turn off autopilot now. But yeah, it looks very much like what we had with the 2024, but maybe the 2024 definitely has a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A bit more texture, a bit more fullness to it, I reckon. Yeah, coming into the beautiful Kullu Manali Valley, which is a real cool part of India. Like I said, like I mentioned previously, this is where a lot of Indians come to escape the heat of summer, it's a lot nice and cool up here, and it's got a very tranquil, peaceful vibe up here with the forests. It's usually very misty and murky up here with all of the water exploration coming off like the trees and whatnot. It's it's a really beautiful part of it's a very mystical part of India with when that visibility is, that cloud layer is really low, and you got get the mists coming off the trees. Try and get it onto profile now. With the puppy. And this will be a landing where we probably need to use a bit of reverse thrust on this.
500. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Perfect landing, that went really well. Right. Didn't even have that clunk that I usually get with flying the ATR. Right, we'll set this thing to gust lock, set that on. Set our flaps back to up position, and we can now do this. Backtrack to the terminal. And we'll do a separate flight, we'll make it a separate flight, but we'll do the return flight back to, I might change it actually because I've been to Delhi so many times now. Fresh Flight Simulator of course, but we'll probably mix it up. Just turn off the landing lights, and the logo lights can come back on again, not that, it doesn't really matter does it? Turn these down back to auto. And we will taxi back to stand, so there's already the NVIDIA aircraft there, so there's two. Actually, I'm just going to turn off the strobe lights and the taxi lights. There's actually two parking stands with this package that I got, this freeware airport. So we'll come in this way, and we'll park facing towards that ATR there. Perfect. Really good freeway airport too. It's got a really good layout of the terminal, and it's got the correct parking stands and whatnot. Really, really nicely done. Right, we can now, oh, wrong one, power that down. Thankfully that didn't turn off all the systems. We can put the pop brake on like so. We can turn off that fuel pump. Pop brake, the prop brake doesn't seem to be working, so I have to try that again. Much better. Right, I think we'll just leave the prop brake on. I don't think there's a real world GPU up here, so I'll just use hotel mode, and we will turn off all of these seatbelt signs, release the people, turn off the beacon light when we can, wheel chocks, cargo door, and tail prop can come out too. And here we are, we've landed at the beautiful Manali airport, Kullu Manali airport, which is actually in Bhuntar. And this is a really nice freeware model airport, really like it. And just looking at the scene, just sort of trying to compare it with 2024, definitely is a difference. But yeah, I'll end the video there and I'll do the return flight. Where, I haven't decided yet, but we'll figure that out in very shortly, so I'll just stop the recording and we'll do a separate video for the next week. See you very soon.